In this clip, we are going to grade the shot. If you want to follow along, you can open the file m5_02 in the After Effects directory. So here, the grading is really up to you. You can do whatever you want. Personally, I think I like the image as it is right now, but I'd like to correct two things. First, the black here is really too dark, and it kind of jumped to my eyes when I'm looking at the image, which is overall pretty mellow. Then I'd like to balance the colors because there is a strong magenta feeling here, and I'd like my image to be overall cooler. The blue to be bluer instead of violet, and the yellow to be less orange. But first things first, let's address this black issue. Let's create a new adjustment layer. For that, you can use the shortcut Command-Alt-Y or Control-Alt-Y on Windows. And now let's rename that layer CC for color correction. Next, I could use some levels again, like that, but the problem is that I'm lifting my entire image. Basically, I want to fade the black, but I don't want to touch the rest of the image. So there are of course several solutions for doing that. I could use a luminance mask and isolate the darker values, but I think that the easier solution is to use the curves tool. So let's grab a curves effect here and drop it on the CC layer. Now it's really easy. This curve represents all the values, from the dark ones down here to the bright ones up there, 0 being black and 1 being white. So basically, I want to adjust just the bottom of the curve. I want to adjust just the values under a certain limit. So what I can do is to take this pen tool here and draw just a line right where I want my darker values to be, like that. As you can see, it's already lifted a little bit. Now I think it's still not enough, so let's increase it a bit. Maybe now it's too much. Now either you can switch to that tool and adjust manually the point created that way, or just reset the curve and try again. I think around here should work, approximately in the middle of the two lines here. If you find hard to get an idea of the black values, you can drop a hue saturation before and reduce the saturation to -100 to have only the luminance values to work with, and not being distracted by the colors. That way, you can see that it's still pretty dark. Well, I don't want to go too high because it has to stay dark, but we can go a bit higher though. Now I can disable or delete the saturation effects and you should be pretty good. Now the problem is that the shadow is kind of gray compared to the other shadows which are kind of bluish, purplish. Purple means red and blue in the RGB color space. So let's go back to the curves and now select first the blue channel and raise it quite a lot. And we'll do that as well with the red channel to introduce a little bit of red to go toward purple. And now I think it's alright. Okay, next, as I said at the beginning of this clip, I'd like to be overall cooler, to get rid some of the magenta violet feeling. Well, I just think that I need to remove some red in the overall picture. So I don't want you to think that I'm a curves maniac, but seriously, one more time, this is the best tool for it. Let's add another curves to the adjustment layer. And now let's go to the red channel and click in the middle to create a point and draw that point toward the bottom a little bit. This is like doing a slight gamma adjustment on the red channel. Alright, now it's up to you if you want to push the color correction further or not. I think I'm good for now. In the next clip, I will add a vignette and what I'm calling a light bleed. So see you there.